Susie Wrong. Joy Drive with Dee and Warren's film, TV and theatre reviewer.
G'day, Susie Wrong.
Hello, Susie.
So good to be with you on another Tuesday afternoon.
I know, and how much better is it that we can kind of see you now because we've rigged up. We're towards the end of COVID, and Susie, of course, is based in Sydney, and we've rigged her up on a TV screen in the studio. So it's like you're here.
Yeah, and you're both so beautiful. Such a feast for the eyes.
Said Susie Wrong, who is
unlike Happiest season.
Happiest season. Hang on. So our homework for the week was the Happiest season. Before you bag it, Susie, tell us what the film is about.
All right, it's a Christmas rom-com. Kristen Stewart plays Abby, and she's been dating Harper for quite a few months. She hasn't seen her family, so she hasn't seen her girlfriend's family yet, but because it's Christmas, she thinks she's going to visit her girlfriend's family. But on the way there, she discovers that Harper hasn't come out, hasn't told her family anything. So for the film, we kind of watch Abby try to stay in the closet for the benefit of her girlfriend Harper.
What did you think of it, Susie?
I think it was really boring, but mainly I found it really triggering, to be honest.
Because of the closet situation? Or?
Because of the closet situation, and because it's about someone being really cowardly.
Yeah, and a bit of an asshole.
Yeah, because I don't think that everyone has to come out. No. But people who stay in the closet, I feel like they need to have really good reasons.
Yeah.
And this is a very rich girl from a family. I mean, they're politically conservative. Yeah. But there is no indication at all that she's going to be disowned or anything like that.
And also, don't you agree that the rule, I think, that, yes, nobody has to come out of the closet if they don't want to, but they can't force somebody else in. And you can't be held in because of somebody else's actions. And that's the thing that I found grinding about this. Can I just say, in its defence, though, Kristen Stewart, yes, and Aubrey Plaza is fantastic in this role. And I wondered, what did you think first, Warren?
Well, firstly, I don't like Christmas movies, so I went in with this bit of attitude going, what's Susie got me, going to see now? But I came out of it, and once I adjusted and thought it's a Christmas movie, I came out of it feeling quite good. Like I'd had a bit of entertainment for an hour and a half. It was great to see a gay couple in Christmas. Harper is a different person around her family. We can all relate to that a little bit, I think. There were a couple of funny moments in there, referring to one of them as an orphan. But what was the other daughter was a lawyer, and of course,
Joanne, is it?
Yeah,
Susie.
Let me see.
Sloane.
Oh, yes.
And she quit her highly paid, I won't ruin the story if you haven't seen it, her corporate job to do hand baskets. I thought it was great that she called them curated gift experiences inside of handmade reclaimed wood vessels. So it was lighthearted, but I have to say, I really liked her sister Jane.
Jane, that's the one.
So Jane was someone who was, and I think this was the more important part of the story. Jane was someone who was happy in herself. She loved what she did, yet she was portrayed and shamed by the whole family as being the odd one, the misfit, the unsuccessful one, and she was shunned. And to me, there was more significance around her story because for a lot of us, we're the misfits and, there's something wrong with us. So I liked it for Jane more so than, the other characters.
That is a really good insight, Warren. And I think Jane's played by Mary Holland, and she's one of the writers also. And I think she, and tell me if you don't agree, Susie Wrong, I feel like she gave herself some of the best lines in this movie.
She definitely stole the show. I think every time she appears, and she's not in that many scenes, but every time she appears, you just feel like she's bringing a lot of freshness to it. And I agree that she was a lot of great entertainment, but I didn't like that portrayal. That this just irks me so much. This is sort of portrayal of this sort of woman who is quirky and then therefore a misfit. It's very banal American humor. It's very banal Hollywood humor. But then I guess that's what Christmas rom-coms are. And I am practically an aromantic woman, so this is all really boring to me.
What did you think about Riley, I think, who played by Aubrey Plaza? I reckon there could have been something there in terms of with Abby, some sort of relationship explored. That would have been a great twist to it over Christmas time.
I felt like they were trying to keep it so family friendly,
I thought it was
in that way, it's sort of unusual for a queer story, I guess.
Well, I've got to tell you, the context in which I saw this was at the Coburg Drive-In Theatre.
Oh,
so
yes.
with 500 carloads full of lesbians. I would say it was exclusively lesbian. And when Aubrey Plaza and Kristen Stewart were on screen, everyone was on the horn. Not a euphemism, just literally on the horn. And every time Mackenzie Davis came on as Harper, there was lots of boos out of windows. So I think everybody was gunning for Aubrey Plaza. Tell me then, Susie Wrong, in light of the conversation we had about a non-trans actor playing a trans role, I don't know how Aubrey Plaza identifies. I believe she's heterosexual identifying. Playing an overtly lesbian character, is that an issue, or is that something that you've heard any twittering about?
Well, of course it's an issue, because queer people are punished. Like, we don't get the same opportunities. Like, if you're thinking about Hollywood A-listers, we are not there at all, you know? And we are not there because we're not given the opportunities.
But I also don't want anybody to take the opportunity to see Aubrey Plaza playing a lesbian away from me.
She was in Orange is the New Black as a lesbian, or I got that wrong?
No, you're so wrong, mate.
I've got that wrong.
You need to go back to gay school.
Oh. Look, you know, it's a light Christmas movie. I thought it was good. It doesn't portray the real struggles, I think, that gay couples face with their families. It's okay. It's, you know, it's Christmas, but, you know, the ending of it where everything sort of all of a sudden was happily ever after, I thought was a little bit...
I think if they portrayed the reasons for her being so reluctant to come out more powerfully, maybe I would have gone into a bit more. Just because you just felt like her family is, you know, I mean, they have problems, but they're so clearly loving. And I just felt like, oh, you just need to grow a pair.
And I had the same feeling, Susie, and I think when I just realised, you know what, it's a light-hearted Christmas movie, I was okay with it.
It's very hard for me as a trans woman because all the men I date are like that. And you know that I feel like it is so annoying for me to watch that on screen. I have no patience for it. I was
Hang on,
bored
I
the
like
whole
what?
time.
I like the dad.
No, I like Harper. They're so scared of everything, and there's no
I
evidence.
see. Yeah.
You know, and then, you know, they tell you they love you and all of that kind of crap.
Oh, but they
And
don't
then-
want you to.
Yeah, I mean, they don't want you to see the family. And this, I'm like, you know, for many of us, they don't want even to go to a restaurant with us. You know, that sort of stuff. So
Well,
in
so
that
it
way, it
was
was very triggering personally.
I think I can see that would be triggering. Can I just also put a shout out for Dan Levy, who plays basically
The same character.
The same character for Schitt's Creek. And I thought that's fine. If they just want to buy in a little bit of Schitt's Creek audience and just put the exact same character in there, I'm here for that. I thought he was great.
He's delightful.
Who did you know, when you were at the drive-through, and I reckon that would have been great atmosphere with all the lesbians watching this film.
Mate.
Who got tooted the most, Abby or Harper? Who won the vote?
Oh, everybody wanted Abby with Riley. There's no doubt about it.
So did I.
Yeah, because Aubrey Plaza is hot as. And I don't know. I mean, I can't say that I need a lesbian to play that lesbian character because I think she's a great actor, but I understand your point of view. I also think, Susie Wrong, that yes, I understand what you're saying about portraying why couldn't we go deeper, but isn't the beauty of this film that it is just a Christmas movie and it happens to involve a gay couple? And
Yeah, I think lots of people love this sort of stuff, and you know, and if you love it, you're gonna love it. It's just not for me.
Did you have any emotional moments at all?
Well, I was very disgusted
But what about
by the cowardice of it.
what about where John says to Abby about how queer people all have in common that terrifying moment just before they announce they're gay to their parents, and you know that the world could change. You don't know where it's going to go afterwards. I got a bit teary there, I must admit.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that there are these sort of fleeting moments that are actually quite beautiful.
Fleeting
that's
ones,
true.
but then they soon go.
And also,
Yeah.
guys, this is not made for us. I mean, it obviously pleases us that there is the Happiest season has been made by a major studio with big name stars, and it does involve gay content. But if I just kept thinking this is going to be watched by millions of people in Middle America, and
True.
you're right, Susie Wrong, there's a lot of old tropes here, but the fact that they get to see this, no lesbian dies, and there's a happy, well, I mean, it's called the Happiest season, so spoiler alert, there's a happy ending, but not as happy as if Aubrey Plaza was involved. In my mind.
You're right, and you can see the sensibility in it. It's sort of a very hetero sensibility. It is the most hetero time of the year.
Absolutely.
Right. And to the extent that normalising homosexual characters into a heteronormative setting is progress to a certain extent. I mean, I'll take it because I think it's great that it's a normalising, and of course our stories are so varied. There are millions of gay and lesbian and trans stories, but this is a start. And I thought it was a beautiful film in that it involves Kristen and Aubrey. And Clea Duvall did an amazing job.
I am getting a poster of Aubrey and sticking it up in the studio for Dee.
Thank you.
I think it's been very well received in general, so that's good for the film.
I'm sorry that you were disgusted.
Look, not as cheesy as some of the Christmas movies, I will admit. What's our homework for next week, Susie?
I was going to make you watch the Mariah Carey Christmas special, but I thought I'll just sort of indulge in that myself. Many times a day. But we're looking at the Netflix musical called The Prom. It's starting this weekend. It's about teenage lesbians, I believe. It stars Kerry Washington, Nicole Kidman, Meryl Streep, obviously as the periphery character. So that's very exciting.
Fantastic.
Wow. And I think we'll double it up before you get on next week, Susie, with talk about our final year 11 and 12 dances, because there's some hideous tales from gays about what happened there, I'm sure. Susie Wrong, it's a pleasure as always. We'll catch up with you next week and see you then.